Cheers, successful 2023.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I'll talk about whatever. My life's all kinds of crazy.
Because you have an Android.
Oh, yeah. Just suck.
Just subscribe already.
Yeah, well, I have ADHD, so I can't.
Me too, so this should be interesting. We shouldn't stay on track for anything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Perfect. I'll have a few drinks and drive home.
That's my favorite thing to do is drink and drive.
Yeah, it's a sport.
All right, Clayton.
Yes.
Thank you for coming out, man. I
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Thank you for having me, seriously.
I haven't. I've been on a little hiatus for my podcast, and mainly because I've actually been pivoting a little bit on my focus of the channel. Still podcasting, but I want to really focus on a lot more gym owners.
Right.
What I've been trying to focus on, but I'm doing that for my audience that's following me. This is more something I do for myself.
Right, yeah.
I love business owners. I love hearing people's stories.
I saw Cody and Nicole on here. The Muscle Barn.
Oh, Muscle.
Yeah, they're good.
Muscle Bar.
Yeah.
They're-
Muscle Bar. What did I say? Barn.
Yeah.
Bar. I want to make sure I get that right.
Yeah.
Muscle Bar.
So you probably know Nicole because you do some work on her.
I did a little on her. I do a lot on her husband and just general a lot of people down there. But they're really good people, so I'm glad to see their things kind of taking off and going. So.
Yeah, so I want for the people that are listening right now, if you guys are listening, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Help me grow.
Help them grow, please.
We're about to that point, but
He paid me a lot to be here to say.
Yeah, what was I pay you, like $1 million or
I
something?
don't remember what it was. It's gone.
Net was $1 million, but yeah, after tax. But you're a tattoo artist. Is that what you consider yourself?
I don't know. I do tattoos. I do tattoos every day, 7 days a week. I mean, holidays, I don't care. It's like my therapy, so it's what I like doing. Yeah.
But it's the only thing you do, right?
It's the only thing I do. Like, I have no social life.
Well, it took us 2-3 months to get a podcast.
A break.
Scheduled.
Yeah. It did. Yeah. I was like, well, yeah, I'll come on in 2 or 3 months when I have because Mondays are usually my day off. But I have to work after this, so I guess, they're kind of like my slower day, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But, it's going really well. I mean, I enjoy what I do.
I want to make sure we talk about, any type of burnout phase. We don't have to talk about it right now, because I would really like to know, because you haven't been tattooing your whole life. I know that.
No,
I know that because the lady that cuts my hair also comes to you for tattoos.
Who's that?
Kylie Sheen.
Oh, yeah. She opened up. She's got a few things out there too, businesses popping up and stuff like that. Yeah. She's cool, and she hired somebody I tattooed too. Taylor, maybe she still works there. I don't know.
McClure.
Yeah. All good people.
But they were telling me, because this is why I don't ask before. A lot of people always want they want to know like a script. They want me to script the podcast, and I'm like, I don't want to. I want to learn, just like the people that are listening are going to learn.
Right.
But they did tell me that prior to tattooing, you're in the military.
Yes.
So, where did your journey begin as far as what did you do before you were tattooing, before you owned your own business? Was it just the military?
Yeah. I mean, basically, so I got out of the military. I was in the military for 16 years, which is a good chunk. And then COVID hit, and I got out because they wanted to do. I just got out. It turned way too political for me. Got a local job there in Lynn, doing paint work on ambulances.
Okay.
Out there, Osage Industries. And then they shut down because of COVID. I'm like, what the hell, So I was sitting there watching some TV show, and what's that show with Dave Navarro on it?
I don't know.
With the tattoos.
Nick, do you know?
Ink Slinger? Ink Master, yeah. So I was watching it. I like to draw and stuff. I've always been creative, and I was looking, I was like, this. It's like, this looks easy. I'm like, I could do this. I'm just going to order a cheap kit on. Can I cuss? Because I'll let it.
No filter.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just going to order a cheap kit off Amazon, and I never had any intention of tattooing people because I'm kind of a germaphobe. I don't want to dig around with blood and all that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, I'll just order, and they had a fake skin kit and all that stuff, and just ordered it, just kind of took off from there. And then my buddy's like, well, just tattoo something on me. I'm like, okay. So I'm in my kitchen, which is highly illegal if anybody's,
That's how everybody starts.
That's how everybody starts. Kitchen magician.
Kitchen or basement.
Yeah.
Basement tattoos happen.
Oh yeah, and like whenever somebody comes in, and I don't like when people talk crap on other tattoo artists. Like when they come in my shop, some people think that's like the cool thing, like they're going to win brownie points with me or something. Like, yeah, this guy did it in his basement. I know it's jacked up. I'm like, hey, cool. We all start in our basement.
Yeah.
I mean, a very select few don't, which they're probably the better ones because the ones we start in the basement, we teach ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Which is not the right way to do it. So, anyways, yeah, I got started from there, and then got my apprenticeship, got my license, and kind of just took
Been
off.
doing it since because
Yeah.
it seems like you're pretty popular. It seems like you get a lot of work at least.
I do get a lot of work. Yeah, I'm very lucky. Put it that way. Very, very lucky, and yeah, I'm just happy for everybody that comes to me. So
That's good. Just you're grateful.
very grateful. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I just sit there and draw on people all day.
Yeah, I would say anyone that has a business, they need to be grateful, even if their business isn't widely successful.
Right.
Got to like even my channel here. I have like 600 followers on it, but I'm so grateful for those people.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? If and when it does blow up, and that's what I got to think
I'm
too.
gonna be grateful then too. But even with it with a very small amount, I'm still I love like anybody that supports it, anybody that shares it, talks about it, whatever. Even like I get one like on it, I'm so happy for
Right.
it. Like
oh yeah,
I love any part of it that I can get.
Yeah, that's something I got to remember too, and not like I'm there yet because I will never think I'm good enough or there or any of that stuff. I'll always stay as humble as I can, but like I'll remember those people that used to come to my basement and
Yeah.
and they're still supporting me. So like they get a little bit off, a little what I'm saying.
Sure.
You just got to remember the people that helped you along the way, and even the ones that talk shit when you first started. You kind of got to push that to the side because a lot of them have came and be like, hey man, can I get set up with you?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I thought you didn't like it.
I thought I sucked. Man, but yeah, come on in. And it's usually those are the best ones. Are like, yeah, man, and then looking back, you got kind of like you're blind to what you're like. The first couple of tattoos it is like, oh, I'm a natural, I'm awesome. But then like they'll pop up on like my memories or something, and I about throw up, because I'm looking at them just like, geez, Louise, like. Did I do that with a hot curling iron and some Bic ink or something? What did I do?
So I want to know, like, when you were a kid, were you an artist then?
Yes.
Like you were like big into it, like in like drawing at home, or like
Yeah.
what kind of artist were you?
Well, I mean, I grew up on a farm. Like, do you know where Rich Fountain is? Have you heard of Rich
Fountain? Yep.
Yeah. Like
Yep.
population 10.
Yes.
Or something.
Very, very
Real, we had like one TV with like one channel 13. So like I would just draw on everything or I'd be outside playing or, and it just kind of took off from there. My mom would bring home paper from work to draw on and just kind of went from there. It was kind of like a closet thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really show a lot of people I like to draw because, I liked sports and all that kind of stuff too. But drawing was always there to relieve stress.
Yeah, drawing's not. It's kind of cool, but it's like as a kid, like you're not picking up chicks with your drawing.
No, you're not. You want to show somebody this Ninja Turtle drawing you did in a book.
Yeah, and it is good. And your mom might love it, but
Yeah, it's on your mom's fridge, but then you get made fun of and your ass kicked in at recess. It's fine.
So you were drawing and very like it was something that you were really into as a kid.
Yeah, it was. I did. I liked it. I wanted to make my own comic books and stuff like that. And I wish I would have saved all that shit, but like I make sure my kids now they like drawing, so I make sure I save everything, or I try to. But now they do a lot on the iPad and stuff, so it's it's gone in the digital dust. But
if it wasn't for school, I would have never been able to tap into some of my artistic abilities. And I'm not an amazing artist. I can, if I take my time, I can draw some decent images. I definitely couldn't be a tattoo artist. I don't have that imagination that some people have.
Right, yeah.
Like some people just have like crazy good imagination, and you can just tell them some ideas, and they're able to just merge it together and freehand draw it. Is that how you are?
Yeah, a little bit. But now with I used to freehand everything. Like on my inspiration board at my shop, I've got like a bunch of freehand drawings I did. But now people just want, they'll go to Pinterest or there's nothing wrong with that. That's just modern day Flash. They'll go in there and be like, this is what I want. Exactly what they don't want your input. which at the end of the day, it's their body, it's their choice. You know, do what you want to do. But AI is taking over.
Even for tattoos?
Even for tattoos. AI is a big thing. I mean, even now, I mean, I'll say I use it sometimes too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't get this design right on the iPad. I'll go on Bing, AI, you know, type it in, you know. Like the other day, this guy wanted a Frankenstein ride a motorcycle. I was like, okay, I got like 10 minutes. Couldn't get it right, couldn't get it down. He wanted a specific kind of motorcycle. I'm like, whatever. So I went to Bing AI and just typed it in. And here pops up like 20 perfect drawings of Frankenstein riding this exact. I'm just like, oh my goodness.
But
It's very soulless, though. Does that make sense?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because for you as the artist, that's probably one of the really big fulfilling parts of it.
Right.
To be able to draw out this imagination image that you have.
Yeah, and then, you know, what really sucks is you spend 4 or 5 hours on a drawing for somebody, and you're like, they're going to love this. This is perfect. Mm-hmm. And you hint it, and they're like, oh, you know, I think the flower should be facing the other way, or this should that, or maybe make the skull, you know, have a little bit more teeth, and you're just like,
start over.
son of a bitch. Yeah. And you're just like, all right, AI generator, skull with a lot of teeth, and bam, it pops up. They love it, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Well,
the business side, AI is really good for. Like,
that's what I was thinking.
If, you know, the artistic side is not good for at all.
Do you get paid to draw those freehand stuff?
No, I don't, you know, I don't even know how I charge yet. I really don't. Mm-hmm. All I know is that it's a $50 deposit, and that goes towards your tattoo. I don't charge by the hour. So, like, people come in, and usually I design it that day with the client because I'm tired. I used to wait so much time prior, 4 or 5 hours a night, designing this. Oh, they don't like it. Back and forth on Facebook or whatever we're messaging on. So now I'm just like, well, come in a little bit before your appointment. We'll design it together with Procreate, because Procreate, you can take all these images and just slap them together, and it's really easy. So that's kind of how. And I don't charge until we start tattooing. So
interesting. So you can spend a lot of time right there.
Yeah,
And that, which your time is valuable.
it is valuable. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, it's
part of the job.
It's one of those things that's so fun to do. Like, you almost feel guilty for charging people to do it. If that makes sense at all. You're just like,
No, especially when you're starting out in business, I feel like if you're a good person, I want to do everything for free.
right.
Like I want to just be like people who come in my gym, I want to give them a free gym membership, but it's like you can't do that because you have overhead, you have bills to pay. So that was something that was very hard for me to overcome, and especially when it's something where it's literally just your labor. Mm-hmm. It's easy for you to just be like, oh yeah, you just go ahead and have it for free.
Right. No, yeah, you're absolutely right. What was I going to say? You know, a lot of people, I'll be like, well, what's your budget? What do you want to spend? Mm-hmm. Don't ask me that. And, you know, that's if one thing everybody always says, I hate when you ask that. I hate when because I'm like, I don't want to put you out either for a tattoo. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you want to spend. We'll work on something that's beneficial to both of us.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying some people just come to you with, they don't have a design in mind.
No.
They just want a tattoo.
Yeah, a lot of times.
And is there like...
Or, you know, because I'm so far booked out, they'll be like, I want to book a tattoo. I don't know what I want yet, but by the time I just want to get on the books, by the time I get there, I'll know what I want. And they never do.
So you guys got to come up with something at
super stressful. Yeah, you're sitting there, and that's why I don't charge by the hour either, because if I charge by the hour, you know, sitting there, we spend 3 or 4 hours on a design, they're getting aggravated because they're wasting money on nothing. But if it's just chilled and laid back.
It's so interesting to me that because so this is I mean, look at it however you want, but I don't have any tattoos, not a single tattoo.
Don't get any then.
And what, see, like that's my thing is everyone I know, literally everyone I know has a tattoo. I have nothing against tattoos. Now I've got in like my friends that are like really big in the tattoos. We've gotten arguments about like, are tattoos good or are tattoos bad? And we've had those arguments, but generally I don't care. Like if you like tattoos, good. Like I'm happy for you. I just never found that thing with tattoos I really wanted, like that passion behind it.
Right. No, yeah.
But it's interesting that there is some people that it's a therapy for them.
No, it really is, because they'll just sit there and like the pain, you know, it just releases and they can sit there and talk about everything. And whether I'm listening or not, or whatever, it makes them feel better. And usually they're really happy. So funny that you say that. I talk a lot of people out of tattoos. Mm-hmm. Like, 17, 18-year-old kids that want their first tattoo, they'll come in and they want this on their ribs, or, they want this dainty ass writing on the ribs. And I tell them, well, that's, it's not going to last. It's going to blow out. It's going to look like shit. I don't want to take your money. And then they'll be like, well, what if we did? And they'll just start naming all this random crap. Well, what if we did this on my wrist? Okay, what if we did this on my finger? What if we did this on the back of my neck? I'm just like, you don't even know what you want. This shit is permanent. Like, This isn't like, drill it in their heads. I'm like, come back when you know exactly what you want. Because you're a young kid, you don't have a lot of money. They're expensive. And usually that will get out too, that I'm not out to try and, rake people over the coals either. So, yeah, I talk a lot of the younger kids out of getting their first tattoo because they have no idea what they want. They just want a tattoo. Yes, it's just a cool thing to do. And I mean, I get it. I see some tattoos that are freaking dope, like super, super cool. Yes. And they've made me want tattoos before. And I remember being 18 years old looking into tattoos, like, what am I going to get that represents who I am? Oh, yeah. But the thing is that I am such a growth kind of person. Like, I seek growth all the time, that if whatever tattoo I got at 18, God knows what I would have got at 18, but I would not be into it today. No. I'd be like, what did I do that for? My first tattoo I got when I was 15 years old. Yeah, what was it? My mom took me to get it. It was in 2001. It was a tribal armband with a sun. It didn't even go all the way around because I had to pay for the fucking thing, so I couldn't even afford it. It was like $160. They really took me to town. You're like, oh, this kid doesn't know anything. Probably a $75 tattoo even today. Mm-hmm. And it was like a little sublime sun it's covered now with something I got in Korea, but yeah, I thought I was just the coolest. Dude, the tribal tattoos were so big back in the day. Oh my God. Like, what was that, early 2000s? Yeah. Early 2000s? Yeah, they're coming back though. A lot of this shit's coming back. Yeah, like the tramp stamp, how that was a thing? Uh-huh. That's coming back. I still don't like that. I've never found that hot. I don't know. I've never looked at a girl in a bikini and I'm like, God damn, look at that sexy. Ooh. Yeah, I love that butterfly flying out of your head. It looks like, it just looks like some freaking crap just didn't get wiped off their butt. Yeah. I mean, but then again, I don't do face tattoos either. Okay. There's a lot of tattoos I won't do. I see. Would you do a head tattoo though? Like if somebody shaved their head? Yeah, of course. And I'm actually doing one on a girl. She has, what was it called? The alopecia. Right. And she's like, well, if I want to be bald, I want something beautiful and feminine on my head. I agree with that. And so I was like, okay, we'll do that. But some of these kids, 20 years old, still in school, they want a tattoo on their face. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're covered and littered in tattoos and this is all you've got to do, or, this is all that's left, sure, whatever. You've already fucked yourself, Yeah. But I don't... Like you're committed. Yeah, you're committed. The hand tattoos and stuff. I don't even have tattoos on my hands yet. I don't know if I want to do this shit forever. What if I want to go into be a lawyer? What was I going to say? Oh, this is what happens. I got ADHD. We get sidetracked. We were talking about just kids that coming in, they want tats, all these different tats. Right. And my style is not for around here. What I really like doing, that's kind of like where I'm at right now, people want flowers, which are very cool. I love doing flowers because you never do this. I never do the same flower or the same, but that's a big thing. People want the birth month flowers. I like doing the scary portraits. I seen that you're posting that's what you're really wanting to get into. That's really what I want to do because every time I do it, I just feel like I knock it out of the park and, or animals, anything realistic I like doing. But a lot of people don't like that kind of stuff around here, which is totally understandable. Why do you think that is? I have no idea. It's just, you think it's just people, do you think people get a lot of the same tattoos based off of somebody else? I do. Yeah. That looks good on this person. I think it's going to come to a huge crashing halt whenever my kids get my age. I think they're going to see all these tattoos on us older people and say, that's not cool. My dad's got tattoos. I don't want tattoos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't think?
My
kids hate tattoos. Like, they all hate them. They think they're disgusting.
Yeah, They think
it's an old person thing to do.
I see what you're saying. How old are your kids?
Oh my God. Dude, why'd you put me on the spot?
Roughly what age?
Edit this shit. I got 15, 12, 11.
See, I feel like it's not till you're older.
10 months. Yeah.
You have how many kids? 5 kids?
Yeah, 5.
Dang, you're a busy man then.
Oh my God. Yeah, I am busy.
Well, I was thinking, I got 2 thoughts on it.
Okay.
One, I feel like at 15 is still pretty young. You said you got your first tattoo at 15. That's wild to me.
Yeah, it's wild to me too.
All I could think about at 15 was getting a car and women.
Yes.
Getting a car and women. That's all I could think about.
Car, women, tattoos.
Okay.
And
See, I was
Busch
not. I was thinking about beer.
A lot of Busch Light.
Yes. But I think that's.
God. You know what? I mean, going back to Busch Light, I know we're getting off the thing here, but I remember me and my buddy, after school, we would score 30 packs. Mm-hmm. Right. And you're talking like 3:15 we'd get off school. We'd go, and by the time it was iced down and the 30 pack was gone, it was like 2 hours later. Yeah, were you like that?
Oh yeah,
15, and I'm thinking now if I have like a beer or two, I'm fucked for like 3 days.
Yeah. It just definitely affects you differently. You don't rebound as quickly.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No. That's why I don't drink before. That's why I haven't really drank a lot since I started tattooing. Like, I don't think I could be hungover and tattooed. I don't ever want to try doing that either.
Mentally, it weighs you down too.
Oh yeah,
mental brain
the
fog.
Anxiety and all that shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, at 16 years old, you just don't have any care in the world.
You don't care.
No, you just
care about one thing. And everything else is how to get that one thing.
Yes.
I don't need to say it on the air,
Yes, but yes, everybody knows.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Women. You're thinking about women.
Right. You're thinking about women and how to get women. So women is your main objective as a teenager.
Yes.
Okay, they want speakers. Okay, the speakers, I got to have the truck. The truck, I got to have the jacked up, the lift. And now I need a job to pay for all this shit. So I guess I'll start roofing. I need smokes now. Now that I'm a roofer, I got to start. Because that's what I did. That was my first job, was roofing.
Ah.
And,
how old were you when you started that? Because that's actually something
16.
I want to know. So you were
16.
16 years old roofing.
Yeah.
Were you making minimum wage when you were doing it?
No, I was making like $15 an hour. And back in 2000
That's freaking good.
2000, that was good. That was a summertime job, you know what I'm saying? And it was easy for me. You're up there, you get a tan, and you got like, I don't know, 15 times 8. What is that? Whatever it was.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
That's a lot of money at the end of the day for a kid your age, because a 30 pack only costs $15. You know what I'm saying? And gas back then, this was pre 9/11 too, so gas back then was like
$1 something.
Yeah, so
cheap.
$5 would get you a whole night of
See, when I was in high school, it was like $4 a gallon, and me and my friend.
How old are you?
I am 31.
Oh God.
It was 2008 to 2011 when I was in high school.
That's when I was in Iraq.
Really?
Yeah, 2008, 2009. Had a little break. 2010, 2011 was back again. So yeah, man, I don't remember gas. I'm glad that I had to pay for gas then. So
it was a crazy time to become 16 and have to try to fill up your gas tank every week.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was a crazy time, and it was just the economy had just. I didn't know, but the economy had just freaking blew up. The housing market crashed.
Yeah, that was like 2008 when the
housing market crashed. Yeah, and it was just a crazy time because like times were changing, but I had no clue because I was so young. But I want to know about let's talk about so you said you were doing roofing.
Yeah.
And then did you do that all through high school?
All through high school.
All through high school. So
yeah, I would get pissed off occasionally and quit and walk home. Like I when I get hot, I get pissed off.
Yeah.
But like they'd always be graceful enough the next day to let me come back. Like I had a temper when I was younger.
Sure,
I had a temper till I was like 35. Actually, I don't even know how. I'm 38 now, something like that. Maybe I still do have a temper, but
I had the same thing. Like I don't know if it just comes from being a boy and just having all this extra energy and it comes out in bad ways. Well, I didn't know how to channel it. That was my thing. And so like I didn't go to the gym, and I just I was a skater kid growing up. So
you got your ass kicked by yourself.
Yeah, basically, because I was a skater in a small town.
Oh my God.
So I just made myself an outcast. Yeah, it came out in bad ways a lot of times.
Man, some of my good friends are skaters, and they're like the toughest people I know.
Yeah, I think
They show me videos of them and shit falling down and stuff that would paralyze me. They just like roll and get back on their skateboard and just like, you guys, I do not want to fuck with you. Like,
well, yeah, but they also like there's ways to roll out of it.
I know.
You know, like
I wouldn't be able to do it. I could barely roll out of bed without getting fucking hurt. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fragile in my old age.
Sure, man. Well, it comes with time.
I'll tell you what, though, from being, so here's my credentials.
Yeah.
Over my life: roofer, drywaller, Army. Worked on the railroad a little bit too. I forgot to say that.
Did you hit Army right out of high school?
Yes, right out of high school.
Like,
Like
what
the
made
day
you
of
wanna
my
do that?
graduation, I was a shithead.
That's why.
Yeah, I had no future at all.
So you're like military.
Yeah, I was like, I got to
do.
do something.
Like that's what you think it was going to straighten you up.
Yeah, and it did. It did. It gave me a lot of, discipline and all that kind of shit. And
I mean, you were in for 16 years, so apparently
I was inactive for 12 years, and then when I got out, you had to do the reserves thing for 4 years or whatever
I
it
see.
was. Yeah, so
you retired from the military. You get a pension from it.
I'm 80%. I get like an 80% disability from some injuries and shit from Iraq, but
I see it.
I'm not retired or anything. I had to get out. I couldn't take it anymore. It was getting
But what is it? 20 years? 25 years?
20 years, something like that. Yeah.
So you're damn close to getting.
Yeah, everybody's like, you did it, stay in. I'm like, no, man, fuck this.
I did it as long as I could.
was like,
I've
I
never
did
done
long-
anything for that long except for just to live.
Yeah, me too. Like, I'm surprised I've stuck with tattooing this long. Usually, like, I get really bored really quick with stuff. But I still love doing it, and I do it every day. And you were talking about burnout. I get burnt out occasionally.
Yeah, doing it like every day, long hours. The burnout happens.
It does,
doesn't
regardless
matter
of
who you
what you're doing. You could be spending money, and you'd get burnt out spending money. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you could. Yeah, just spending money on a yacht.
Porn stars get burnt out.
Yeah, it's like it. You do the same thing every day.
Yeah.
all day. It's gonna come to that point. You haven't. I mean, like you haven't, because you're still. It seems like you're freaking just pushing and pushing and keeping it
Probably
going.
3 or 4 a day, every day. Mm-hmm. Today I only got 2, but like I said, it's supposed to be my day off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like your day off, you're still working.
Yesterday was supposed to be my day off, and I had 2 as well. No, I only did 1 yesterday, but it's a pretty big one. It was on an arm.
But so you don't have days off really.
No, I don't. No. And then usually what fucks me is like, I'll book people out, and if it's something really cool, like I will really want to do it, they'll get plugged in on my days off. Mm-hmm. Like, oh man, I really want to do that. This guy's like, especially when they give me the words, you have creative freedom. I'm like, oh, well, I'll come in right now. I'll do whatever. I'll come in at 2 a.m. I don't give a shit.
It's so crazy that you have so much just imagination in your head to be able to just.
When it comes to like messed up horror stuff, yeah, I do. But like somebody's like, I want like some butterflies flying out of I don't know, man. Like I know every birth month flower by heart.
That's crazy. Just
Yeah.
because so many people have come in and.
Yes. So they see me, they're like, oh man, that's a really cool 3-headed demonic priest you got next to their, carnation and chrysanthemum flower bouquet up there on your wall. I'm like, well, you got to kind of appease to all people, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's like, what's your favorite things to do? I was like either flowers or like just the most horrific stuff you've ever seen. I don't like anything.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. I like flowers because
No, not the flowers.
the horrific shit. Yeah. Oh,
Flowers make sense. They're pretty.
yeah. I mean, they're cool. And like I've never done the same tattoo twice.
Yeah.
I
That's
never will.
crazy to me.
I never will either.
That's crazy.
Once I do something, I'll tear up the design.
Same
and throw it
artistic
away.
style, though.
Oh yeah, same artistic style, and sometimes you may even use the same template, but you just kind of move stuff around. And I just make sure that it's always unique and different. Yeah.
I see. So,
The horror stuff came from a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I loved horror movies ever since I was little.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it just fascinate you? Is it the thriller style stuff?
Not anything,
like gore? Is it
Nah, not
Like, are
necessarily
you more into
gore.
Saw?
No, actually, I don't really care for Saw. Like, I don't know. Jigsaw's a funny little fucker on that bike.
Yeah, he is. I think they're interesting movies.
Yeah, I do too. Like, I've only seen the first 2. I don't think I've seen any of the other ones.
Sure. But were you more into like Freddy and Jason style
So
movies?
I remember going to. I'm not trying to be offensive here, but did you go to video store, like were video
Yeah.
stores a thing?
Yeah,
I guess you're okay. You know, I remember going and like just seeing all the VHS cover art and be like, this looks fucking terrifying. Like, and then your imagination takes over. What scared me the most is my mom. When I was like 8 years old, she told me about I was like, well, what's the scariest movie you've ever seen? And she's like, well, it was The Exorcist. And I was like, what the fuck is that? What's an exorcist? Like, I didn't know. Like, just the word sounds scary. I'm like, well, she's like, well, it's about this little girl who gets, and we were Catholic. So this was all like, always in the back, you know, I went to a Catholic school and all that shit. And she was like, yeah, it's about this, it's just scary. You know, it's about this little girl, you know, around your age that gets possessed by the devil and her head spins around. And I'm like, I just like,
Imagine.
I couldn't breathe. So every night when I go to bed, like, you know, I'm like 8, 9 years old. I'm like, I don't want to look over because I don't want to. I don't even know what
Did
this.
you watch it?
I didn't watch it till I was like 12.
I see. Yeah.
But like,
Just off of her describing
just
it.
of her describing it, like it was a lot worse in my mind than what it actually was. And I'll tell you what, man.
But you still want to watch it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's the thrill of the...
I don't know. I'm like, I got to watch this shit, you know, because, yeah, I was like, because I started seeing it places too, like on TV guides, like the scariest movies of all time. It'd always be like Jaws, The Exorcist. I was like, oh God, there's that movie again, you know? And so one day it was like, I was at Thriftway in Lynn, and there it was, and, you know, just the most boring VHS box cover ever. It's just like this guy standing in a light. I'm like, this doesn't look that bad. So I rented it, and it's become my favorite movie. So
Really?
yeah, of all time. Well, that and Jaws. I like Jaws too.
The Exorcist is your favorite movie.
Favorite movie, and if you watch it from like
So crazy to
and
me.
if you know
I've never
what,
watched it, by the way.
okay, so here's the thing.
I know about it, though. I know the chick walks up the stairs backwards.
That's
right?
actually not in the original one. That's in a.
that's in a remake?
It's in the. That's in like a director's cut, special edition that came out in 2000. I saw it in theaters in 2000. The director's cut.
Okay.
But what was I going to say? God damn it.
You were talking about... There's two guys with ADHD here. You guys
Right. Yeah. Man, you're gonna have to edit all this shit.
No, you were just talking about how you went and rented it.
Oh yeah.
Your
Okay.
favorite
So
movie of all time.
I went and rented it, and then you know. Once I like something or something interests me, I go down that rabbit hole. That's like with tattoo.
Same.
Every night I put a YouTube video on, something to do with tattooing. And I'll fall asleep to that. I think because if it's like playing in the background, it's going to get soaked in your brain some weird.
That's
way.
also part of ADHD. You hyper focus on something.
Right. So, anyways, I was hyper focused on this, so I went and looked at how they made it, how this, and then all that stuff, and watched all these documentaries, and then watch all these retrospectives where people were talking about it. And if you watch it from like a positive standpoint, it's really like an uplifting movie. Like,
Really? And how's the positive spin on it?
so the little girl is not the main focus of the movie at all. I mean, she is to a certain extent. That's what got people in the theaters in 1973. But it's about a priest that, people are desecrating his church. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just like leaving the church in droves because they don't want to believe in God anymore, This was a time like Vietnam War and all that stuff, so the country's kind of in turmoil. And his mother dies unexpectedly, and he just loses all of his faith in God, whatever. And in the same parish, this girl gets possessed by the devil. He doesn't want to believe it, and he goes and he chalks up to science. Basically, he has to find his faith again to save her. So it's pretty.
Sure, there is a
Yeah.
positive side to it.
I mean, that's the excuse I use when I want to show it to.
To your kids or somebody else.
It's like, guys, watch this. We're not going to watch,
Well, the only reason,
Prince of Egypt. We're going to watch a little bit more uplifting. We're going to watch The Exorcist.
yeah. Well, so all your kids have seen it, even your
They don't
youngest?
think it's scary.
Really,
Kids these days think it's the most boring fucking movie ever made.
really.
Yeah.
Is it the production that made it?
No, because the special effects still hold up today.
Really?
And it's still one of the greatest. I mean, it's one of the few horror movies that was nominated for Academy Award for Best Picture. It was well recognized as just a great film all around.
Okay.
But it is boring to a kid.
See, that's so crazy to me because I remember being in 5th grade, The Exorcist in particular. I remember being in 5th grade, and like I grew up Catholic too. My parents were, at least my mom was a little more stricter on like what I watched. So
Right.
she wasn't just going to go rent The Exorcist for me to watch. Like
Yeah.
that was something she wasn't going to watch, and she definitely wasn't like just being like, yeah, go ahead and watch this, Ryan. But I remember my friends. They like their parents. I had some friends that like literally had no parental guidance basically at all at home, so they could just do whatever the hell they want. But I remember my one friend said he watched it and didn't sleep for a week. He's like, I just stayed up for the next week. I was too scared to go to sleep.
It's a very psychologically damaging movie. Like I remember when it came out, or I didn't remember. Fuck, I wasn't even born. But like you watch like YouTube stuff. There's people fainting in the aisles. There are people coming out. They had like smelling salts on standby.
That's
And-
wild.
Yeah, if you go to YouTube and just type in original Exorcist theater reactions, it's people fainting, it's people, and it's not the parts of the movie where she's possessed and doing all the disgusting stuff that made people faint. It's the parts when she's in the hospital and they're doing all the tests on her. And it's like, because the guy that directed it, William Friedkin, he was a documentary filmmaker, so like that's why it looks so real. So like they're doing like these things where they're putting like a tube in her throat and like just all these horrible things that the doctors were doing. That's what made people uneasy and sick. It wasn't the head spinning and the crucifix scene and all that stuff, but yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It was a crazy movie for its time, for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now, yeah, it was, I couldn't imagine seeing that back then.
Yeah, especially because people hadn't seen those type of movies yet.
No.
Like now, it's pretty easy to find some of like the scariest movies that you can find.
Oh, man, I
some of
watched
the most
one-
mental twisting movies.
Yeah, I watched one the other day that was just beyond fucked up.
Which is what
It was on the Shutter app. Do you know what the Shutter app is?
I've heard of it.
It's like nothing but
I'm not
scary movies.
into scary movies though. That's not my thing.
Why do you even have me here?
Hey, I like to sleep at night.
Well, I do too.
I have
Okay,
enough trouble
I'm one of them
sleeping myself.
fucking weirdos, and I am a self-proclaimed weird. I don't give a shit. I will fall asleep to a scary movie. Mm-hmm. Like,
Not me, man. I have too much of an imagination for that.
nah, man. I think
watch it
I think
in
that's
my-
what bad. I think watching it gets it out of my mind. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm
I see what
saying?
you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Because when I was a kid, my imagination is what kept me up at night. Like I wasn't afraid of The Exorcist. I was afraid of The Exorcist, the movie, until I saw it. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, this is not as bad as what my fucking mind.
Was Exorcist based on a true story?
Yeah, it was a couple of different things. One was out of St. Louis.
Ah, see?
Yeah. Are you a paranormal guy? You ever get into paranormal talks about your gym on
I
here?
didn't. I used to be into paranormal stuff.
Ghost by the squat rack.
It wasn't until I didn't realize as a kid, right? Like I didn't realize like what I was getting into. But I remember, you know the Ouija board, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so I remember being young, 15, 16 years old, and like all of us friends, especially around Halloween time, we started to get into it. We wanted to sneak into old abandoned houses. We wanted to go to these haunted houses, stuff like that. My friend got a Ouija board, and we were watching videos on it. We were getting all into it.
What's wrong with you?
And yeah,
I'll sell my soul if I can open up a gym.
that's probably what I did back in the day.
Got it.
But I just remember my dad telling me, like I remember asking my dad about it. My dad's like, he's like, I don't know if it's true or not, but he's like, it's just something that I don't want to get involved with.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't tell you if they exist or not, but he's like, it's something that I don't want to be involved with. And that's when I really was like, yeah, you know what? Like, maybe I don't want to be involved in this stuff either. Like, it's something. So I believe it could exist. I believe they exist, like ghosts and everything like that exist, demons, whatever. But I try to stay out of it.
Yeah, I think, and a lot of people say you open your mind up to that shit, it opens this door where, I don't know what I believe in. Half the time, I'm so wishy-washy about stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I contradict myself every day with my beliefs and shit because this world is fucking nuts.
Well, yeah, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. Did you watch Paranormal Activity? Is that like...
Oh, yeah, I watched that. I thought it was so fucking boring until, like, the last whatever.
Like the very end of it?
Well, okay, it was boring
I
until
haven't
it wasn't.
watched it in years,
It was
so I don't
boring
remember.
until it wasn't boring. Mm-hmm. Like when he finds the picture in the attic. Like I still remember every little scary scene in that movie. I was like, God. But then it would go like to her washing dishes, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
I don't remember Paranormal Activity being scary, but I do remember one. It was a paranormal style one where it was like it was kind of like an exorcist one and paranormal, but basically it was this house. Or no, it was a painting or a mirror. No, it was a mirror, I think. I'm terrible at describing these movies.
It was a house. No, it was a painting. It was a mirror. It was a painting of a house on a mirror.
I think it's a mirror, and it's wherever this mirror gets moved to, it possesses the house that it's in.
Was it The Mirror? That's a movie.
Is it?
That's literally a movie.
Look it up.
called The
Nick, will you
Mirror.
look it up for me real quick and just see?
Or Oculus or something.
Basically, the mom, I think, gets possessed. And then the dad's trying to figure out what's going on in the house.
Okay.
And basically, like, somehow they figure it out. And he's trying to destroy the mirror in the movie. He's trying to destroy it. So they set up, like, cameras, and they set up this big, like, pendulum that swings.
And it kills the sister.
And she walks in front of it.
That's Oculus.
That's the Oculus?
Yeah.
I remember that being a freaky movie.
Yeah, that's actually directed by Mike Flanagan, who does he does a lot of, I don't know if you watch any of the Netflix stuff, and here I go on my nerd tangent, like Haunting a Hill House, Midnight Mass. I think he just did The Fall of Usher. He did the Shining sequel, Doctor Sleep. Like, he does nothing but horror shit, and he's like really, really good at it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I've never seen it.
You never seen that one?
Never seen it.
Oh, you should watch that one.
I will.
Because it's like, for me, it was like just there's some mental, there was just some things you didn't expect.
Right.
They twist it and you're like, oh, they're going to figure this out. And then it comes like, it just twists at the end. So I really like those kind of movies. Yeah, Paranormal Activity didn't do much to me other than like the mental imagination that I had for myself.
Yeah.
So.
What was I? Oh, I was telling you about the fucked up movie I watched on Shudder. It was called When Evil Lurks. Very generic title. Like, if you would have told me, but I was reading, I follow a lot of horror stuff. It's like, this is the sickest movie ever made. And I'm pretty desensitized to stuff by now, so I watched it, and it was probably one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like, not like, it was a very good movie. It's like got a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. But you got to be into those kind of movies.
I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
Really?
I don't think I could watch it again.
That messed up.
That fucked up.
Yeah, see, I couldn't watch that then.
And it's Argentina too. It's an Argentina movie, so it's all in subtitles. Mm-hmm. But they cross. If there's a line, they don't fucking just cross it. They sprint across it.
Yeah. They find it and then they purposely just go over it instead.
Yeah, but they do it in such a, I don't know. It's It's just a really good movie. But I would never watch it again.
So not to change subject.
Yeah, change subject. We're drifting.
Well, no, I mean, it's kind of still on the same thing with the tattoos that you're really wanting to get into. Is that something that, like...
Okay, so maybe not just horror, but I like doing realism. So animals, I like doing animals. I like doing portraits, any kind of like realism stuff like that. Flowers, I like, any of the more realistic stuff I love doing. I'll do whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. So you're not going to restrict. You're not.
No, never. And I'll never put down. I know I've been to some places that you come in with an idea and they're like, "That's fucking dumb, That's stupid." Oh, it's a third thing. I've done this today. You don't want to do that, man. It's special to them in some way. Every tattoo usually has some kind of meaning, whether you want to be cool or you want to, if it's got a lot of meaning to it. Just don't put people down because they want this, that, or the other, ABC on their
Well, there's some people that they get some stuff that's just very special to them.
Right. And it could be the dumbest shit you've ever seen in your life. But it's to them, it's something their dad did, or something that they had when they were a kid, you know what I'm saying? So you can't judge it. You can't you got to tiptoe around the dumber ideas.
Sure.
Because usually those are the ones that have a lot of meaning. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah. Yeah, they know it's dumb, but it has a special connection to their life. That is special.
I did a Dale Earnhardt tattoo on a guy's ass once. It said "Raise Hail" and
Praise Dale.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Let me tell you what, that had no significant meaning at all. And this dude had the hairiest. I don't know how many razors I had to go through. But it was terrible.
Yeah.
And I've got pretty big hands, right? Mm-hmm. And so this dude, he wasn't that big. So, and to do a tattoo, you got to like stretch the skin. So I'm sitting there trying to stretch, and like,
Is the butt the hardest part because it's so soft?
Yeah. So like I'm stretching, and like it was very hard to keep my hand out of this crack. It's I don't want to ever do anything like that again. So I kind of stay away from ass tattoos too.
Yeah, what do you do about,
Traumatized.
what, you don't make them shave before they come?
Well, I fucking didn't know that this guy is like the hairiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Well, yeah, I just feel like protocol policy is.
I shave them. Like, regardless, I'll always shave them before, because any kind of peach fuzz or anything like that, a needle knocks that down into the skin. They could get an ingrown hair, which you don't want with a fresh.
Sure, I could see picking it when they get there, but to knock it down.
Please,
like,
if you're listening to this and you're coming and you're hairy.
I don't know why you would think, not a big deal.
Well, sometimes they don't. Here's the thing. Sometimes they don't know where they're going to do it. Because I did have this guy. he was super hairy, but we were going to do a sleeve on his arm. Okay, we were going to start it. So he took the initiative and shaved it. And this guy is jacked. So he's got one smooth arm and one hairy arm. Gets there and we work on the design. We lay it on there. This guy is so muscular that the design just looks warped on his arms. So we can't do it. So he's like, we didn't do a tattoo that day. So he's walking around with one arm completely shaved and one arm just like a Sasquatch. So I don't know what he did. Maybe he went home and shaved the other one.
What do you do in that situation? I didn't realize that was a problem. Be too jacked for a tattoo.
You got to always. Hold on before I start mumbling and stuttering like an idiot here. The design could be cool, but if you put it in the wrong spot or something like that, it could look just totally stupid.
Off.
Yeah, you got to go with the flow of the body.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And this guy, his arm muscles, what he wanted was some circular clocks, right? So perfect circles on skin is already hard enough to do. But like, it was just like, just so fucking divine. Like, this guy looks like he was made of marble. So like we put it in like the perfect circle turned into like a weird oval.
Sure.
So I'm just like, dude, I'm not doing this. Like I don't want to sound like kind of fucking weird, but I don't want to do this to your beautiful body. Like, cause this is going to look stupid on your arm. Like, so we ended up not doing it. And we found something that he's going to come back and do. So it kind of works. And, I kind of took a picture of his arm and kind of, on Procreate,
Procreate is a program just for tattoos?
No. Anybody can use it. It's $10 in the Apple Store or whatever, and it's like a Photoshop.
I see.
But it's really good.
I see.
Yeah, it's what I use for everything.
I've heard of it before. I use Photoshop myself, and that's why I was just like, I didn't know if it was.
I think it's just as good as Photoshop.
I'm surprised they don't have a straight up like artist program like that.
There are some tattoo. What do you mean, like for tattoos?
Yeah, just like does it turn like there's got to be some type of program that turns it from the picture that you create into something a stencil. A
stencil is what we call it. Yeah, there is. Actually I have one. It's from a tattoo artist named Pony Lawson. I want to talk about, before I get out here, I want to talk about my experience in Michigan.
Yes.
With Bob Tyrell.
Yes, I want you to too.
Oh shit, Nick, are you listening back here? I'm giving you gold here. But anyways, what was that? Oh yeah, there is an app. It turns the picture into just a real dumbed down but very highly detailed stencil that you just kind of paint by numbers on. I don't like it because it's almost too detailed. I like whenever I do my stencil, I'll trace it and kind of put dots and circles where I'll be doing my shading and stuff like that. And
you're still creating the shade though, right?
Yes.
It doesn't make that.
Yeah, it don't make the shade for you. It doesn't. No.
And because you've been doing, it's crazy because it seems like you've been doing tattoos your entire life, but you really haven't. You just been an artist your entire life.
Right. Yes.
So you knew already how to shade.
And all that stuff. Yeah.
But I know
I went to, I did some advanced classes in high school and took some not community college, like technical.
Was it in the military though?
In high school? No, this is all in high school.
In high school, I see.
Yeah. In the military, I would draw a lot of tattoos for my buddies.
Oh, so you were the artist drawing the tattoos?
Yeah, like, we'd go down
I see.
Yeah, I would do a lot of that stuff. Like, oh man, I want to, fucking skull with a crown and bullets in his teeth or some shit. I'm like, oh, here, take
Like
it.
shading with a tattoo needle, that's not like shading with a pencil.
So there's about 1,000 different variations of tattoo needles. You got liners, round shaders, curved mags, flat mag. The mags are what you can shade with anything,
Okay,
but there's, specific needles for shading.
I see.
Yeah, it's just kind of whatever you're into.
And I guess
There's no wrong way to tattoo. I mean, there is, but there's a million ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was watching the master, like the best in the world, tattoo me, and he does shit just like you wouldn't even like. What the?
Like when you get,
Against everything you've ever taught or anything, like he just doesn't do any of that. He just does his own.
will you watch him and you're like, oh, I should do that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to take that and
Yeah, as soon as I watched him and he did a tattoo on me, my mind's like a steel trap. I went and I did this like Voldemort tattoo, like I kind of like ripped off, but it's like it's beautiful. Like it's one of my favorites. So I'm like, this is what I want to do.
yeah, this is where my passion is.
Right, like this, like I really like this. A lot of the texture and the more realism, and it's kind of creepy, and that's the kind of shit I like doing. So
Sure, I totally understand that. It's a weird concept, but it's like the podcast that we're doing right now is what I love to do. Like,
Right.
I love learning from other people like this.
Yeah.
Like learning about your business. But as far as my channel, I really need to niche down on what I know, which is gyms. And so that's where I have to make content for the people that are coming to my channel.
Exactly.
And then I make content for myself. And my artistic abilities is I love to create, like I love creating as well, but I'm not an artist. I would never be a tattoo artist. I don't have that imagination like you do, but I do have the imagination for videos. I love making videos.
Yeah.
I always love doing it.
right, I actually went to online film school.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have, but I feel like it's just in you.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to do too. I wanted to be a film director for the longest time.
I see.
I made some films for film school and then I was like, I don't like no.
Just wasn't
Like it takes
But you
too
ever thought
fucking
about
long,
like YouTube
man.
or TikTok? Just making.
Oh, they're on YouTube. There's some of them are on YouTube. Like because I went through the Los Angeles Film School.
Some of your stuff is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually one's on the IMDb, the Internet Movie Database.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them, I got an award and it got put on. They got credited as an actual film, and it's on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Still to this day?
Still to this day.
Still
you can go
fine?
look at it now.
What's it called?
American. No, I don't want to talk. We'll talk offline about it. I don't want people going to look at it because it's fucking terrible.
Okay.
It is so bad.
We'll leave it. We'll leave it.
It is so fucked up too. It is very messed up, and it kind of put the nail in the coffin of my film school career.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I do feel like you've really found your niche that
Yeah.
you're really good at. It seems
I
like
hope.
It seems like I don't even know how me and you ended up.
I don't fucking know. I think maybe it was a billboard. Didn't you contact me about a billboard or some shit? Or maybe I contacted you.
Maybe I remember we talked about you were like, dude, you need to open up a gym. In my
That's right.
community.
Yes. Okay. So you really do.
yeah. I've thought about it.
Please.
The problem with me opening up a gym in that community is
I'll take care of the shit.
I can't compete with them.
Why?
They have the way their gym is ran.
Are you talking about SayTech?
Yes.
That's where I go.
This tech school, yes. And the problem with it is everyone that goes to the tech school, they don't know it. They all get told, hey, you get a free gym membership. You can go to the gym whenever you want. It's not free. It's added into their tuition, and the school can choose, well, we think we should add an extra $500 a year per student for a gym membership. I charge $315 for a year. They can literally charge $500 and add it into tuition to where these kids are thinking it's part of their college. And they're like, the college is making buku bucks because every student's
It's
paying for a
taking over that
membership.
town.
It is. It really is. And that's why I'm saying, how can you compete with it? Because I can't make everyone in that community go to my gym. And
I bet a lot of them would though, dude.
I bet a lot would.
because a lot of them stay out of there because of the tech kids.
I totally agree. I think there could be a market for it. I think it would come down to getting the building for the right price.
I mean, it's
That's it.
that town, and I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to shit where I eat. You know what I'm saying? But I live there too. So I mean, it's 3:00 in the morning. You got loud ass vehicles going up and down the streets, and there's one kid who's driving around with a fucking train horn for us. Someone's like, sounds like a train. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like they're crazy. And these and they're all tech kids too, so they're really smart with this shit.
Yeah,
So
they're just redneck.
yeah, they're just like redneck Dr. Browns fucking rolling around with like,
Yeah.
oh man.
Well, I went.
But good for that.
I went to that tech school for 2
Did you?
days. Yeah, for 2 days, and I dropped out.
I went there. I went there and took the test to try and go there. I didn't know math was going to be on it.
Yeah. That's what got me in college too. I hit math. I'm like, I'm out, man. I'll
Yeah.
figure my own way out. If I have to go
I was
down.
like, if I got to find out the value of X while I'm doing something, I've fucked up in life somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, we have calculators now. I don't feel like there's
Yeah, you know,
basic math, sure.
that old joke, you know, your teacher said you'll never have a calculator on you. Well, now you do, your phone.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's kind of how we got connected. I don't know. We got sidetracked again, but one thing I do want to know. I want to talk about the tattoo that you just got, but before that, when it comes to tattooing, because you were talking about the guy with the really ripped arms,
That's disgusting.
how it wasn't like
He was just a
how you couldn't tattoo on it.
gorgeous man.
Is there like a
He was a muscle bar client.
okay?
Yeah, so they're doing. That's a big shout out to, you know, I'm not going to put his name out there, but
But they're producing some ripped dudes.
they're producing some giants.
I bet I could guess who it is after the podcast. But
Yeah.
Is there like a certain type of body type that's better? Like, is it better to have a little extra fat? Is it better to be lean? Is it better to be ripped? Obviously not ripped.
Medium,
Just somewhere in the middle.
somewhere in the middle.
Not too jacked, not too
Right.
overweight. Probably.
Right.
Probably too lean. Like if you're
Too
just
lean is
skinny,
rough too, you know, because you got to.
bone on bone or bone on needle.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, the muscle, you know, tattooing over muscle hurts more than tattooing over
A bone?
fat.
Like what about like on your, like the,
Okay, so here's where I say,
or like the fingers? That's all bone, ain't it?
yeah, fuck that.
That-
Those
I
things,
mean,
that
that-
shit doesn't last either.
I was gonna say because it can't get deep, right? Is that why?
Right. I mean, you could go over it a few times, but you know, every time that I tattoo on somebody that wants, you know, they want their fingers tattooed, they're like a beautician. They work with their hands every day, all day, and they're in soap. And I'm like, you know, you gotta know your clientele, what they do too. If you're a construction worker and you want some shit on your hand, it's probably not going to age as well as if you were, I don't know, not using
You
your hands.
type, you type on a keyboard,
Right.
and
Yeah.
Not.
You just gotta look at that stuff too, you know, how it's going to age. And then, like, you know, the girls, they want the sternum tattoo is a big thing now. You know, the under the chest. And
Or
so
ribs are big too, right?
ribs are big too, and I try to stay away from the ribs, man, just because it depends on what they want on the ribs. If it's like real fine line shit, I try to stay away, because as soon as you touch, they want to jerk and they want to breathe and they want to talk, and you know, it's just makes it really hard, and it doesn't age well. The fuck was I talking about?
We're talking about what skin or what body type is the right one, because like but like something really, really fatty. Is that easy to take? Because isn't that like soft to push in? Like it wouldn't.
You got to stretch. You got to.
what I was saying.
You got to stretch the skin like it's a snare drum.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got to be tight. Like that's the biggest thing. Like you have to stretch that skin. So
But if someone's extremely overweight and you try, like I'm talking like
a
someone
morbidly obese person.
morbidly obese belly.
How do I say this without sounding like a fucking douchebag? I don't really like tattooing those, you know, that type of skin.
Sure.
And the reason is, you know, it's because you can't get your best work out of it.
Yeah.
And
It's not a good palette to be.
And it goes the other way, the other extreme too. I don't like tattooing really skinny people either, because, like you said, it's just bone on bone.
Yeah.
You know, you go and you hit it, and you easily start blowing out the ink, which a blowout is like the needle penetrates too deep into the layers of the skin, and the ink starts spreading underneath the skin a little bit. And that happens on
with bone?
old people and skinny people.
Really? I figured to
Yeah.
be like not wanting to penetrate deep enough because it's just digging and hitting the bone and popping
No,
out.
I mean, everybody thinks like tattoo needles going so deep. They only go like, you only want to go about like 2 millimeters, not deep at all. Mm-hmm. You don't want to go like too deep because, you know, you'll get in that fatty tissue of skin and you'll get what's called a blowout and like the ankle. But you don't want to go too light either because that shit will not last. It'll just scab off. And
Because you see some people that aren't consistent to it and like the lines on it are like
Yeah.
darker and then lighter and darker
Yeah.
and then lighter.
And that could be a lot of things. That could be the way it heals on them. It could be they could have picked it, you know, during the healing process. Could have been the application of it. You know, there's a lot of
factors.
there's a lot of factors, and I'll never have it 100% figured out. I don't think anybody will.
Sure. And
That's why I learn from everybody. I don't think there's not a tattoo artist out there, good, bad, mediocre, ugly, terrible, that I couldn't learn something from.
Is this is like tan or pale skin? They take different.
Pale skin is so much better than tan.
Really?
Tan skin's like tattooing a horse saddle.
Yeah, it's just like hard, like leather.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That
It's
like
so bad.
it's so.
So bad. There's actually a brother and a sister, and like I said, I won't name names, but they have the toughest skin I've ever. And so she came to me. She still comes to me for a long time, and so does her husband and her brother, and like their whole family. It's like a family thing. I remember I first started tattooing, and she's like this dainty little girl. You know, she's not a lot of tan. You know, her skin isn't tan. It's just kind of whatever. But it's like tattooing drywall.
Tan skin is.
No, her skin is like just perfectly fine. So it's
Oh, I see. So she has fair skin.
fair skin, but it's the hardest skin I've ever tattooed in my life until I tattooed her brother, and it was the same shit.
Oh, so
I think
so are
it's
these guys,
hereditary.
so they're pale,
The brother's not as pale.
but they just have
Not
this really
pale, but
thick
they don't have
skin.
like that, you know, that super dark. I've been, you know,
like me darker than me.
no,
I'm
about,
pretty pale.
About your tone.
Okay.
About my tone too. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
you saying that theirs is
yeah.
thick.
I don't know what the hell they have. It's just like leather.
thick skin.
Thick skin. They are some thick skinned people.
Yeah.
Very cool. And they come to me a lot, and it's always a headache. And I hate tattooing their skin, but I love tattooing them.
Tell them that.
Oh, yeah. I tell them. Oh, yeah. They know.
You guys suck.
Yeah, I was like, man, fuck this skin. I'm never tattooing again. This is bullshit.
yeah.
And then sometimes you'll get skin that is just like the needle doesn't even hardly even need to do anything. It's just like you're drawing on a piece of.
I see. Can you tell when people are coming in yet, or is it you never know? You never know.
You never know till that and it could be different parts of the body too. You know, like this underarm here, I call it the fish belly because
Okay.
it's always white and it's always real sensitive. But you could be tattooing that, and then like if it wraps up around, it could be going real smooth sailing. Then you hit where they've had sun damage for 30 plus years. And then it's like a roadblock. It just, the needle doesn't want to penetrate or anything. You got to kind of
You got to figure out how to adjust.
You got to adjust your speed and your needle depth and your hit and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was quite the learning curve.
Yes. And you learn every day. Mm-hmm. You learn every day.
Yeah.
You really do. Yeah.
And they're probably coming out with new technology and stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, every day they come out with something new or something that makes it easier.
Fair. Let's talk about this gentleman that you went to.
So, yeah.
He was in Michigan. What was his name? Bob what?
Bob Tyrell. And if you have a chance, if you're listening, go to Instagram, go to YouTube, go to the internet. This guy's been tattooing since 1997. He's like a legend in the tattooing world. Even if you don't know who he is, and you've been to a tattoo shop and they have like the flash sheets all over the wall, you know, all the old tattoos, he's probably drawn half of those. So whenever I got into tattooing, I was watching videos on how to tattoo. And I wanted to learn how to do the realism stuff. So I was watching this guy. He was really good. And he kept mentioning, he's like, yeah, I learned from the master Bob Tyrell. I learned from Bob Tyrell. I'm like, who the hell is Bob? Went and looked him up, became obsessed with his work because he does the horror. He does the portraits. You know, got a huge following. He's got his own brand of ink. He's tattooed all over the world. And
But he's based out of Michigan?
well, that's where he lives. I mean, he travels all over the world.
I see.
So anyways, I follow him on Instagram, and then one day he's like, yeah, I'll be in Michigan. I got a November 28th, 29th dates open. Email me if you want it. I'm like, I wonder how many people email him. Like,
Yeah.
like, fuck, I'm going to email him, see what happens. Like, hey, man, yeah, 28th works. Would you want to come around 3? I'm like, what the okay. I was like, I'm just like sweating. Like, and that's next week, right? This was like the 21st.
Oh, you booked it a week out.
Yes. And so it's going to take me 3 days. I'm going to leave on a Monday, get up there on Tuesday, get tattooed, come back on a Wednesday.
I see.
I'm booked solid these 3 days, like 9 people. So I'm like, fuck, man, what do I do? Like, do I tell all these people I got to reschedule them and then not do this, you know? So I wrote like this huge long thing and sent it to all of them. And if one person was going to be like, nah, fuck that dude, you know, I've been waiting 5 months.
Yeah, you told me you're going to tattoo me.
Right. I would have probably backed out.
Dang.
I probably would have.
Yeah.
Because it really wasn't fair. You know, they paid their deposits and all this shit. And, you know, but I explained to them, I was like, look them up, you know, and they were all super cool and super supportive of it. And, well, I gave them a little, you know, I was like, yeah, I'll take this much off your next tattoo when we do reschedule it. I'll come in on days off. You know, I've made their deal pretty sweet. Mm-hmm. And they're just cool regardless. All my clients are all my friends that I tattoo, call them clients, it's weird. They're all very cool people, which I'm very lucky for that. But anyways, go up there. Now this guy's a multimillionaire, right? Which I assume. He's got his own ink brand, you know, he tattoos Kid Rock, Uncle Cracker, all these people. He's been a judge on Ink Master. He's tattooed Kat Von D, all this shit. So I'm thinking, you know, he gives me the address and I pull up, it's like 8 Mile Road in Detroit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, this is a scam, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm being scammed.
Yeah, yeah. Like 8 Mile, like
Eminem.
Yeah,
Like 8 Mile.
okay.
Like, it's a real thing. I didn't even think that was a real fucking thing. I thought that was just something on a movie they
Yeah.
made up, but it's a real place.
Sure.
Anyways, you get there.
Was it nice, just out of curiosity?
What, 8 Mile?
Yeah.
I mean, it was what it is. It's an inner city. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and say somebody's hometown is a shithole when I come from Lynn, Missouri.
Yeah, but like, did you feel safe there?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at.
I mean, it's
Doesn't
about
look
as safe as you, just because I didn't know the area. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel safe in St. Louis either. Shit, I don't feel
either.
safe in Columbia, Missouri anymore.
Yeah,
Or
certain places.
You know what? I don't fucking feel safe anywhere now that I think about it. Mm-hmm. I mean, people are getting shot in Walmart for no reason. Anyways, so I'm thinking like this dude's going to live in this huge mansion, whatever. I pull up. It's just another house on the street. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I've got to have the wrong place. I've got to. Really nice vehicle in the driveway. Go in, knock on the door. Takes me forever to get out my vehicle, and sure as shit, answers the door is this little bald old dude.
Will you pull him up just so I can see what he looks like? Bob Tyrrell?
Bob Tyrell, yeah.
Tyrell.
And
Tirrell?
Tyrrell.
Oh, Ty. There he was.
Not Bob Tyreek Hill. That's not what he looks like now. That was probably 10 years ago. Now he's got a beard that goes down to his... Yeah, there he is right there.
There's your tattoo. Right
Yeah, there's
there.
my tattoo right there. Yeah.
Oh, that's the dude. Holy
Yeah,
cow,
that's
man.
him.
Click on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude. And so
Crazy
he's
looking
just...
dude.
The dude is the most humble, down-to-earth, talented. Like, I could sit here and just sing his praises all day. Mm-hmm. You know, they said never meet your heroes, and I think I wrote this sappy shit in a fucking post I posted about him. You know, because they'll let you down.
Yeah.
No. He made me
guy-
a pork steak, a pork chop.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I drink a few beers with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, he did whatever. I was just like, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want to me. I don't, you know, that sounds terrible.
You didn't
do whatever you want to me.
You didn't choose the.
Nothing.
He chose it.
He gave me like, I was like, I know you like horror stuff, so you know if you can't think of anything that you want to do, and I gave him a list of shit. And his favorite film is actually The Exorcist as well. And he does a really badass. He has a really awesome portrait of The Exorcist. If you go back to that page, I don't know where it was. But anyways, we were just sitting there talking. I got there at 3:30. I got there at 3. That's when my appointment was. Mm-hmm. We didn't start tattooing until 6:30. We didn't get done until 3:30 in the morning.
Damn. Is he not married?
He's got a there, right there.
Lady friend.
The little girl.
That one. Yeah, that is crazy. One on the right, middle.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, so and that's his favorite movie too. So I was like, that's a sign from God that we both like this horrifying movie.
Is that on him, or did he tattoo that on someone?
I tattooed on someone else. Yeah. But anyways, huge.
Crazy good. Crazy
So good. So good. Yeah.
And that's what you really want to do.
Yeah, I mean, anything like that, like his portrait stuff. I mean, he does, he does like kids of people and loved ones and stuff like that. Any kind of portraits.
Yeah. I just feel like it's so hard to make good, detailed faces.
It is, but
like-
I love doing it.
Like you're fully confident that
No.
you won't. Okay.
No, didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
Well, just trying
I
to
like doing it,
Yeah.
and I think they turn out pretty good.
Yeah. Well, you just did one the other day.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have me on Instagram?
Are you on Instagram? We can look you up.
Yeah.
What's the Instagram?
It's tattoos_by_Clay. And I'll show you one now, and you'll see where I learned a lot from him. Because if you look at his stuff, it's super textured,
So
right?
you go by Clay.
Yeah.
I go by Clayton.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's some of my artwork there. But if you scroll down, that one right there, that Baltimore one, the bald dude.
Yeah.
See, if you look, that's an inspiration. That's what I just did. And if it looks kind of like Bob Tyrell Shiz, because that was the first tattoo I did after getting tattooed by him.
Yeah.
So I just kind of listened to everything he said and just kind of put my own thing into that Harry Potter Voldemort.
I think that looks fantastic.
I am really happy with it too. And then if you scroll down at Pennywise the day before that, like people are really starting to let me.
Oh yeah. The Pennywise is really good as well.
Yeah. People are starting to kind of let me do kind of whatever I want, which is where I wanted to be. So
What's up with the what's Leonardo DiCaprio?
yeah, go ahead. That's a sketching I want to do, or that's a sketch I did. I like that movie, Django Unchained. That's a good. That's
That's what I was gonna ask. Where was that one?
yeah, that's from Django. Django.
So did you just add the other sketched as like would that be part of it? The hand? Is that a cigarette in his hand, or what is that in his hand?
Yeah, it's a still in the movie. He's smoking a cigarette. I just did his face, and I was going to do the whole thing, but I was like, it's taking too long. I'm just going to fucking post this.
Well, I feel like you got to get that name out that hey, I can do a face.
Yeah,
Because I've seen some scary looking.
right. And if you scroll, that's what I try to focus on. But everybody thinks, oh, you're a tattoo artist. You can do anything, right? I'm like, no, I fucking hate doing script. Some people
you don't
can do, no. Some people are just the best in the world. I can't do. I hate doing it. I try to pass it on to. That's what I do too. If I know somebody can do it better, I'll pass that shit on.
Hey, this guy can do it a lot better than me.
Yeah.
I feel like the faces is takes way more talent
No.
than the script. Really?
I'm going to say no. In my personal, I find doing this.
Kind of messed up.
What's up?
Hold on a second.
I don't have this on display.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, we can. Window capture. Is it? Oh, yeah. What the hell?
I closed this window.
Oh, we got it.
Is this how you get people out here early?
He just,
We're having technical difficulties, man.
Yeah.
well, Nick, you're doing a great job, man. I really appreciate your
I
help.
couldn't do what you do, Nick.
You guys should like and subscribe just for Nick coming out today and helping.
No, yeah. I'll make sure I put you a shout out on my page today too.
Because Nick works for me at the gym.
Okay.
You already know, but Nick works for me at the gym. And Ariel used to help me. My girlfriend used to help me, but she got a job, so she wasn't able to help. So I was like, hey, man, can you come in and help me do this? So this is his first time doing it. And we just had a
Right.
little, because this all pops up on the podcast.
Okay, so I fucked it up.
We just had a little bug. It's no big deal.
I screwed everything up, man.
But I do think.
Okay, so check it out. Okay, so see the Voldemort face right there?
Yes.
Okay, looks right.
Yeah,
That's
I
easy
think
for
it
me.
looks killer.
It's easy for me.
Okay.
Now scroll down to see right there. See that butterfly with like the little airplane above it? No, that one.
Yeah, one more. Yep.
See that little airplane? I did that too. That's harder for me.
The airplane was harder.
Yes, those simple little lines. Because you can zoom in and nitpick that motherfucker apart. You can see anytime they moved or had a hiccup or whatever. Fortunately, that one turned out really, really good. But sometimes, you know.
What about like tattooing women like this? Isn't that like how did like there has to be some type of level of trust?
Yeah. So usually, if I'm doing a tattoo, like, you know, and what he's talking about here is like a middle of the sternum one, I always tell them to bring a friend.
I see. Yeah.
All the time until they get to trust, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell them what attire to wear. All that. You can't see it, but she's got like.
Pasties probably on.
Well, no, not even. I don't even try. I'll tell them to wear pasties. But then I'll do my own thing. I'll put like dental bibs and shit on there with tape and stuff. Like I don't want to see.
Yeah. Right.
And then like when we're tattooing, like I'll just cover everything I can with dental bibs.
I see.
And then if you scroll down, you'll probably see a bunch of dental bib skirts on people. But yeah, you just gotta be super
professional about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but most of the time they're like, just see, like if you look at that one there, that girl with the next to the Virgin Mary
on the right.
Yeah. If you look, that's kind of that's how I do. Like, I just kind of, those are dental bibs taped to her. I don't want to see anything except where I'm working.
Right.
I'll send them to the bathroom. Here's some
suit up.
Yeah, suit up.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to smell it, cause
when they're coming in, they're kind of expecting like, hey, I'm in a kind of vulnerable spot.
Right. That's why I recommend if you haven't been here and you're getting something like what I call a more intimate area, the chest and the buttock and, the thigh.
Private
Sometimes not the thigh. Yeah, right. Bring a friend. Mm-hmm. Not for just me or not for just you, but for me too. You know what I'm saying? And, they're like, oh, I don't care. I'm like, okay, but I'd always recommend that. And I'd always, but
yeah. Well, I feel like that's just
yeah, you got to. I mean, especially with today's cancel culture shit, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be super careful.
It seems like you tattoo on a lot of women.
Yeah.
Like they seem to come to you and trust you.
Right.
With some of your work. But is that because you do a lot of floral?
Yeah, I think it is because I do a lot of floral. Like, there's another one we were saying right there. Kind of see where I have her taped off like a fucking crime scene. Like I don't want to see anything on you except where I'm tattooing.
Yeah, right.
That's it. You're gonna have tape. That's the only bad thing. You come to me, you're gonna have tape marks everywhere because I'm gonna tape the shit. Like, you're gonna look like a fucked up Christmas present.
Sure, but you're gonna expect that when you're going in to get a tattoo in a
right.
spot.
And then you let some people do go wild. Like, yeah, that one there. Like, that's kind of one that was out of my head. That
like you literally. That's how that chick's head. Her eyeball's about to fall out.
Yeah. So.
Like, but you came up with that one on your own.
Right.
What's is that her boob down there?
Yeah.
Is that what
he's talking about the tattoo, not the woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a woman with a rotted.
Is that like vines growing out the side of her?
No, it's like she's just being ripped apart from the inside out, man.
I see. Like a venom kind of. This kind of reminds me of like a venom.
Sure, yeah, whatever.
Coming out of it.
Whatever you want it to be.
See, I cannot. That is part of my imagination that does not exist.
You got like Ozzy Osbourne there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. See, I feel like if that'd be the one thing that I would be like, no faces, because
a lot of people are like that, no faces.
Yeah, because I've seen somewhere it's like, oh, my child died 5 years old. I want to get something.
I don't think I could tackle something like that, man.
You wouldn't want to do that?
I don't think I'd want to do that.
Why not?
Because like that's just
you do Ozzy Osbourne, but you won't do someone's child that passed away from cancer.
No, I don't think I would. Because if I fuck up Ozzy Osbourne, it doesn't look quite like Ozzy. But if I fuck up somebody's kid,
yeah,
fuck, man.
I see.
It'd be rough. Because anything on a portrait, an eye, like, they're so precise. Like, an eyelash is out of place. If like that part of their skin isn't perfect, it could distort the face a little bit. So,
and you really, it's not so much like Ozzy Osbourne and faces like that you want to draw. It's more like it's like what was the one you did?
That horse there,
Voldemort at the top, or. Oh, I see. You wouldn't do stuff like that. Yeah,
that's the stuff I want to do. Yeah, horses and realistic shit. Yeah,
I see. I was like, there is a.
You can tell all the guys because they have all the like realistic horses and faces, and all the girls have the flowers.
Yeah,
stuff like that. But
which is understandable. It fits.
Yeah,
for who is each. What's the music one right there? What's that one?
There's actually a video if you go watch that. It's a Spotify thing I did on a friend.
We'll get demonetized.
Okay, then don't do it. Yeah, but anyways, it's like a little barcode. You scan it and it plays a Backstreet Boys song.
Ah, cool. I mean, Backstreet Boys, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's whatever.
You have a favorite music artist?
It's Pink Floyd or Aerosmith. So
cool.
Foo Fighters.
Yeah, Fighter's cool.
Yeah.
Big rocker though.
Big rocker, yeah. Well, I like rap and shit too. I fucking hate new country though. So if you,
Yeah,
so
I agree. I'm not a fan of it.
I just think it's the worst bullshit music ever.
Well, I like music with meaning behind it,
Yeah.
and so I look for lyrics, and then I look for melody.
Every song is the fucking same. Girl, beer, truck.
Yeah, and even like old country was very similar,
But it was a little more edgier.
yeah, and there was more story to it.
Right.
For
yeah.
sure.
And okay, so like the songs you hear last week, you'll probably never hear those songs again. The songs you heard in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, there's
Merle Haggard songs you're going to hear forever.
Garth Brooks, George Strait, Travis Tritt, Vince Gill, all that shit. You're going to hear that forever.
George Jones and yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't foresee. I don't even want to talk about it. You're gonna piss me.
Well, no, like a Luke Combs. I can't stand Luke Combs. Everybody loves Luke Combs.
I
Does
think
nothing
he's so
for me.
fucking fake, man.
I agree. I feel
Like that's not what you sound like, dude. Like just like.
I think personally.
Now
and
I'll tell you, I do like Chris Stapleton.
See, I can't get in. There's some Chris Stapleton songs I like, but I'm not a huge Chris Stapleton fan.
I like one song of his.
Okay, what is it?
That White Horse song. Just because I have 80 or I have like a rock list on my Spotify or whatever. Can I say Spotify? I don't know. You mind? And that song kept popping up on my rock list, and I was like, "This must be like an old fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan or Merle, or Bob Seger song." I never heard those. And I was watching the CMT Awards, and he was on there, and he's playing it. I'm like, "Is this an original?" Like for some reason, Chris Stapleton got that song into my mix, somehow. So I liked it a lot before I realized it was a newer country song.
I see.
But other than that, it fucking. Ugh.
I get. I can't. I can listen to them, but I'm not. You're not going to see me download them. No. If it's on the radio,
I can't even listen
sure.
to him, dude. Like I don't know anything that makes me angrier in life.
New country music.
New fucking country music. Like
I could think of a couple things.
And I respect people that like it and stuff. It's just not my thing. Like I don't say you're wrong for your likes, but you're wrong for likes.
Well, okay, so right now is everybody's getting their like Spotify playback and stuff like that. Like, who is your top artist?
How do I look at that?
I don't know. I don't use Spotify. I use YouTube Music.
Do you know how to do it? I don't know how to do that.
Nick throws his hands up.
I can tell you I can tell you
It's got to be like right in there as soon as
I can tell you there's no internet down here really. So
I can. Here, you want me?
No, no, you're good. Here's my liked songs. Would you like to get inside my mind?
Well, I really just wanted. I was really curious that like YouTube Music will tell me like my top 5 artists, but it also tells me like what my mood was for the year, and it's just so funny to be able to like really because you get to see who someone is. Like music, if you learn someone's music, you really learn a lot about someone. I feel
okay, yeah, I would agree. I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think probably for the most modern I'd go would be Foo Fighters or Red Hot Chili Peppers. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
Sure.
And I got nothing against Creed or fucking Nickelback either. I was hating on them for the longest time.
You're at that age where they hated on Nickelback.
Yeah, dad rock.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, oh my god. But I don't hear me not knowing every lyric of every fucking Nickelback song either. Because I'm like, I'm just like, I'm like, wait, I know this fucking song. Like, I know every one of these songs. They're all awesome.
I grew up after everyone was done hating on Nickelback, so I feel like it was just like I didn't have that hate for him anymore.
I hate fucking Green Day though.
See, I don't know about new Green Day, but like American Idiot album, love that album.
I had that album. I'm talking about just like.
I don't know any Green Day after that, really, though.
I don't either, now that I think about it. Maybe I don't hate Green Day.
Yeah. Like,
maybe see what I told you? I contradict myself. So if I said something at the beginning of the podcast, I'm just letting everybody know. Like, I probably said I hated or liked something at the beginning. Mm-hmm. My mood has changed 5 times since then.
Yeah, I think that's the ADHD.
And so has my viewpoints. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like, because, like, anyone that I meet that has ADHD, like me, I don't know. Yeah, it's like your brain's going around in circles a lot, and it's going all over the place a lot. And so, yeah, I feel like nothing's ever certain. Right? Like there's nothing ever just locked in place. There's people without ADHD that they like one thing and they're on one straight and narrow track.
That's
and,
it.
And life is simple. Yeah, they're focused.
Yeah.
Life is simple. That sounds great to me.
That sounds awesome.
But I'm not that way. And honestly, the reason I do so much is because I have this ADHD that makes me I like making videos. I like the gym. I have a new company I'm getting ready to start. Like,
Let's talk about that.
I can't talk about it yet. I can talk about it after the podcast.
I'm going to bring up this company, and we're not.
I can bring it up after the podcast.
All right.
I am in the works with it right now. I got it's a product, so I got a tool mold that I'm getting made. That's getting made in China. That's in the works. Supposed to be China.
Sometimes I miss how he just said China.
Yeah, I wonder if he's.
I won't go there.
But yeah, I'm getting the tool made.
Okay.
It's going to be in December. It's an 8 to 12 week process. So 12 weeks is in December sometime, and then it's just getting the product in. But it's I didn't know this, but if you make a product and you don't get a patent before it goes to the public, you can't get a patent on it. Once it hits public, there's no more
Public
patent.
domain.
Yes, so you have to get a patent or a patent pending before your product hits the market publicly.
I knew that.
Did you?
Can I tell you how I knew that? Do you want to go
let's
back
do it.
down the geek aisle with me?
Let's do it.
1968. George A. Romero makes a little movie called Night of the Living Dead. You heard of it?
I've heard of it. Never watched it.
He does the same shit. Releases it without a copyright or anything. Makes $0 on it. It's like the biggest movie, like it's Night of the Living Dead. He invented the fucking zombie. Mm-hmm. You can watch that movie is since the day it was released, it was in the public domain, which means anybody can take it and show it and make a profit off of it.
I see.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
But he couldn't do it because he never copyrighted it.
Right.
Dang.
Fuck.
See, and that's why I have these podcasts, and that's why I love doing these, because I learn so much from other people. This in particular, I work with a product engineer out of Kentucky. Luckily, he had worked with a lot of other people that were starting products. He was the one that told me that, and I'm like, oh, that's good to know. I better get on that before it hits the public. So that's something I've been working on. But yeah, it's just like I learned so much through the podcast, and this is something I'm actually battling right now, and I actually kind of want to know, like for you,
okay,
as a business side, like we're going to talk business side.
Let's talk, yeah.
Because you see a lot of pop-up tattoo companies,
yeah,
but they have some problems. One, they probably don't know nothing about business. But two, they might fail because of just who they are. Right?
Yeah, I think personality is a big thing. How you treat people.
Mm-hmm. Cleanliness probably is a
cleanliness is huge. I think I'm known for the cleanliness of my, like, that's the one thing everybody's like, oh, they walk in, oh, this place is so fucking clean.
Yeah, you got your own shop?
Yeah.
You rent or own?
I rent the building.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But from a guy in Texas. So I do whatever the fuck I want.
Sure. But I do feel like when you walk in, you want this place nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing. It's very clean. It's very simple. You walk in, there's a lobby, black walls, some, cool art on the walls like Johnny Cash and some Vincent Van Gogh shit, and a nice little chair set up. And then you walk in the back room and, it's nothing crazy. Like,
it's just you in there, right?
It's just me, yeah. Well, I got an esthetician next door as well.
Which is what?
She does like eyebrows and shit like that.
I see.
In the same building, but like next door. I don't know how to explain it. It's like split into two. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Same. You walk in the same front door?
No. It's two different.
I see.
Same building, two different doors. But yeah, the walls are very thin, so I have to keep my music down because like she's over there trying to do eyebrows or something. I don't want to fuck her up. Mm-hmm. But anyways, what was I saying? But yeah, very clean. That's the first thing people notice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If I was walking, because people tattoo artists shop a lot, right? Until they find the person that they want.
Yeah.
You go to this one tattoo artist, you might go in, you might get a tattoo one time. If the experience wasn't good, you're not going back.
Even if the tattoo is the best of the best, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Who wants to sit there for 6 hours or 3 hours or 2 hours and and be around somebody negative.
Or I've seen a lot of them. They get to be these hangout spots, where it's like there's a one or two tattoo artists, but then they have like these groupies that are always there coming in and out. And
that shit fucking annoys me.
I've never got a tattoo, but I've gone with friends.
Here's
I'm
the
like,
thing.
what is this sketchy stuff going on?
Right, and I don't have anything against any of that, and I would never talk down to any tattoo establishment because I know what they do. I know what they go through, the bullshit, dealing with the people, regardless. You'll never hear a bad word come out of my mouth about another tattoo establishment. It's just not who I am. It's not.
I'm just being observant. I don't know what makes a tattoo place.
I don't either.
Or not, but
I don't either. But
I know as a customer,
I don't fucking know what.
or as an outsider looking in, I know because I have one friend that's literally every square inch of his body's tatted up.
Right.
Face, head, arms. He's just.
I'm just super grateful. Basically, I like rolling the fucking red carpet out for people. And I'm by appointment only. Some of these shops are walk-in, which they really don't have time to do that kind of stuff. There's just kind of like bang, 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 And that's very cool, too. That's just something I couldn't do because I have to be prepared. But some of these artists are just incredible. There's a walk-in one there in Gerald or something, and I know the artist there, and people just walk in and they'll just give them tattoos. I'm just like, I couldn't do that, so I really admire that they can. It'd drive me fucking crazy, man. Somebody just walking in like
you never know what to expect.
Right, I got to know what I'm doing, where I'm doing it. I have to have all my shit set up and prepared. Like I'm waiting on you.
Which is a very it's interesting because you have ADHD, so it seems like that would be an ADHD habit to just be like anytime, anywhere, just off the cuff. But you're very organized.
No, I'm very organized. That's part of the. I think that's maybe a little bit of the drill sergeant stuff I used to. Like I have to be like I'm there an hour before the client gets there.
Sure.
When I hear that door ding, no matter what kind of fucking mood I'm in, if I'm in a shitty mood, a depressed mood, a bad mood, I switch on. Hey, welcome. Hey, come on in. Hey,
Yeah.
What kind of music you want to listen to? Oh, God, you want water? You try to make them feel, because it's stressful as fuck getting a tattoo. You're sitting there and you're just kind of looking around and you got this fucking big weird dude with tattoos sitting there. You don't know what he's doing. He's fucking around on his iPad and I'm sitting there just, like huffing, man. You kind of want to get a good vibe right off the bat.
Sure.
And how I do that is self-depreciating humor.
I see.
Yeah. Like that, the only person I'll make fun of or talk shit on is myself, and that really makes people comfortable because they're like, "Oh, okay, this guy, he does not take himself seriously at all."
I think because it is a tense situation, I think that helps. Humor helps.
Yeah, and some people they're just fucking so nervous, man. I feel for them. Like their first tattoo, they don't know what to expect.
Yeah, you're putting something permanent on your body,
right? Yeah, it's a terrible. I mean, I couldn't imagine being a first timer again. I remember my first tattoo experience. Like it was yesterday, and it was like 20. Fuck. How old am I? I'm 30. It was 23 years ago.
Yeah, that's wild. I had a friend, he got his first tattoo. He's getting it removed right now. He got one tattoo. It was in a basement.
Yeah.
He's a skateboarder. He got a skateboard emblem that the skateboard company went out of company. They went out of business. So it's not even in a business and open anymore. And so he's been actually getting it slowly removed, but it's taken years and thousands of dollars.
Man, I'll tell you what, whenever that Bud Light controversy fucking hit with whatever, I don't know how many people I had messaged me with Bud Light tattoos that wanted them covered up. Yeah, I'm just like, okay. I'm like, no. I'm like, I really don't want to do your cover up, man.
Do you do a lot of cover-ups?
I try not to.
I see.
And that's just because I'm not that great, man. Like, there's a lot of artists like, I'll give a shout out to Eric Williams down at Fifth Element Tattoo in Vienna. Oh my God. That guy, I'm getting tattooed by him in January, actually. And you look at
something up?
No, I would never. No. He's doing a big thing on my chest, but like you look at his cover ups, and it's like it looks like he'll take something just terrible and turn it into you never know something was there. He's very good. I'm very lucky to be in good standing with a lot of the tattoo, like the guys at the Nook, out of the Nook in Jeff City.
Okay.
Fifth Element, like there's a pretty good support system right there. You know, I've gone to their shops to help them on like flash sales and vice versa. You know, like Friday 13th, had a few people from the Fifth Element come help me with that madness that was. And that's the first and last time I did anything like that. So it's good to network.
I feel like you should. I feel like that's how you grow business.
Yeah, because they'll send me shit that, you know, I want to do. And I'll send them shit I know that they're good at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not good at all tattoos.
Mm-hmm. Even with my gym, you know, like I feel like there's some companies that it's like they're against you, but like when it comes to me, like there's spas in my town, there's like studio classes in my town. It's like I have events, and I'm like, you want to come to my event? Like, come on out, set up a booth, like sell your services, like get people to come to your classes, whatever, or come to your spa or come to your therapy or whatever, because that's how businesses grow. You grow together. If you're in competition with somebody else, I was like, you both make each other look bad.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, the only competition I have is me.
Yeah, you just want to get better yourself.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way.
I don't care about your business in a negative light. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I have a rule. If somebody starts talking shit on another, even if I have an issue with that tattoo studio or, you know, individual, I nip it in the bud. I'm like, I don't want to hear it, dude. I don't want to be associated. I don't want it be misconstrued that I'm talking shit on this studio, because it's a cutthroat bit. You know, it can be ugly in the tattoo world, but like even there's some people that I don't really, you know, care for personally, but I will still send people to them because I know they can do this better than me.
Sure. I've done the same.
No, I really don't fucking like this guy, you know, for whatever reason. But let me tell you what, this guy can do script, or this guy can do color like a motherfucker. That's who you need to go see. Actually, tell him I sent you. It'll probably piss him off. Like,
sure.
Yeah. But I just try to. I feel so lucky that I just try to. Stay humble.
Share the love, man.
Stay humble. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking.
I feel like you got to do that. To keep growing, I feel like you got to do that. You got to be.
Once you start burning them bridges, dude, you never know when the fuck you're gonna need to cross one again.
And you ended up being that person, that negative person, you know, that's just talking crap all the time, and it's just not a good image to have. And it's mentally on yourself. You start to become more pessimistic when you start talking like that all the time. So the more you can stay away from that, and like even like with my YouTube videos, I have people comment on my YouTube videos or my TikToks or something, some negative crap, and I just learned to just immediately flip.
It's hard
and throw love back.
And me, I take when I first started tattoo, if I would have listened to a lot of people, I probably still wouldn't be tattooing.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yeah.
You're garbage. You're never gonna make. You know, you're never this. These are the worst fucking things. And, you know, in my mind, I'm like, oh, they're just haters. But, you know, going back and looking like, okay, yeah, maybe I didn't know what the fuck I was really
I did
doing.
suck a little bit.
Maybe I did suck a lot.
That still comes from an insecurity in them, though. Like, I would never tell somebody they suck.
But I will say the people that have said that, they've all come around and said, you know what, hey, you've come a long way. Yeah, hey, maybe you want to do something on me sometime. And I'll never hold the shit talking, because I talk a lot of shit too. You know, on myself.
Sure.
I don't know if you ever follow me on Facebook. That's all I do is just fucking post dumb shit all day.
I'm so weird about my Facebook. We're friends on Facebook, stuff like that. I have so much crap going on all the time. When I hop on my Facebook, it is more hop on, and then I see like anyone that's been on my podcast or anybody I support, I don't even look at their posts. I just like their stuff. I might comment on it and say like, oh, that's awesome, or congrats, or whatever.
What the fuck, man?
But I'm just zip, 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 like flying through it real quick.
You know how hard I work on these comedic posts, and you just go and like it? No.
I just try to show my support because I don't always have the time to.
I'll tell you one thing. If I didn't have a business, I wouldn't have social media.
I'm the same way.
I would not fucking have it.
I'm the same way. I was like, so like, I don't even give a damn about social media. I never used to post. But then I started realizing like my love for business and my love for wanting to grow and make it, because I want to own a corporation one day. That's my dream. I want to own a big business. That's why I'm I'm starting a new product-based business. And I realized that, you have to have a presence on social media because it's such a great way to advertise, get the product out there, and to grow. So it's very important to have that.
And I think all the dumb and funny shit I put on Facebook, I think that helps a lot of people because when they book something with me, I know they go on creep on like, oh, let me see what this guy's all about. Mm-hmm. Like, oh God, what am I getting myself into? And,
Yeah, I think they do.
yeah,
They want to see what kind of
they should.
personality they want. If you're sitting there arguing with your wife all the time on Facebook and you have drama all the time on Facebook,
Yeah, who the fuck wants to hear that shit, man?
nobody's gonna go.
If you're sitting there posting like just funny stuff all the time and how bad you suck at life, people are like, I could relate to this guy because
Yeah.
I suck too.
Yeah, it's just someone that is, and I feel like your stuff's very presentable. I go to all your, like, I've seen you, we just seen your Instagram, I've seen your Instagram, I see your Facebook. It's very presentable. I feel like it's very professional too.
Well, okay, so my business pages are, but you get to like my personal stuff.
I don't feel like you've ever posted anything that I'm like, that was a little too far.
Let me tell you why. Because I've learned my lesson.
Okay.
I've been banned so many times from Facebook, and then what I didn't realize when I owned a business, you say something stupid, you're banned for 30 fucking days.
Yeah, but it's not like my wife is. You're not mouthing your
Oh
wife.
no, I don't do any of that dumb shit.
You're not.
I don't.
It's not the trailer trash kind of.
Oh my God. I've learned so much about baby daddies on Facebook and how bad they suck in the last couple of years. And
I'll delete someone immediately.
it looks like Mike's not paying his child support. And like, well, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear I got on here to have a laugh or two. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm a try to be I don't like putting my kid. I think there's a lot of fucking weirdos in the world. Mm-hmm. So like, I'll rarely put all my kids out there and stuff because like, I watch a lot of that 48 shit or what is it? Like First 48 or.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I've heard of the first.
We watch a lot of the court TV shit at home. That's all that's on. If it's not that, it's football. And it's always like shit like that, oh, Tom saw the child was on Facebook at the park and went there and fuck. I'm like, man, I don't want to I don't want anybody to know.
Sure.
Fuck that. It
Sure.
just creeps me out.
It's so crazy, but yeah, it does exist. And I've had some people on the podcast that have been through some situations like that. It's like, it's crazy to hear it because you think it doesn't exist, but it does.
You think it can't happen to you till it fucking happens to you.
And it will.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where, yeah, it does happen. It certainly happens. I want to know one thing.
Yeah.
Before because I got you about an hour and a half.
Okay, my bad.
I don't want to hold you up too long today.
Whatever, yeah.
But
you probably got shit to do.
well, I do got to get my worker back to the gym at some point.
Sorry, dude. Okay, yeah. I told you. I fucking warned you. I said we were going to.
No. It's fine.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine. Not the end of the world. People will be fine. They're not beating down my door trying to sign up for the gym.
Where's my towels?
Yeah, I don't have towels.
You got the little wipes?
I have the wipes, yes. We have 3 trash cans. They're good. They're full. The people at our gym, our members at my gym are so awesome now. Like some of them really take it upon themselves to do some things that, say if like a wipe dispenser runs out, they're stocking
That's
it.
good. That's good.
And it's like, we have some awesome members. We have people that like, if someone sneaks in, someone's messaging me, hey man, I seen someone come in last night and they did not sign in.
Very cool.
I love it. And like, there's some people that I know they're coming in. They have permission to come in. Maybe like someone that just comes in for the weekend and I'm like, yeah, go ahead. This is how you get in. And then there's still people that message me and I'm like, yeah, it's cool. It's all good. But these people are freaking out.
We got it, officer.
Yeah. But
yeah, let's wrap it up.
I want to know one thing. So like the tattooing world, a lot of people probably pay cash, right? So is that or no?
I'm not telling you my secrets.
Oh, well, I just want to know this. So
I'm kidding.
When it came to, let me explain my situation.
Okay.
So when it comes to my rental properties, or even with the gym is much more credit card based transactions.
Venmo's big, yeah.
Venmo is really big too. But like my rental properties, a lot of cash. And then like with the rental properties and a gym, because I just started up, I have a lot of like expenses. I can expense a ton of stuff. I put a porch on a rental property that's $10,000. It's writing a lot of stuff off. So, whenever I got into business, I always thought write as much stuff off as possible.
Yeah.
But what I ran into the problem is that if you write everything off and you show you're not making any money, then it becomes a problem when you're trying to buy a car, buy a house, or start to buy stuff. How does it work for a tattoo artist that if you're making a lot of cash, I'm not saying that you're doing
I take credit. I'm an equal opportunity.
Sure.
Man, I suck with money. That's why I got to.
But does it ever become a problem when you're reporting the things?
No, not really. No, I mean, I keep pretty good. I'm pretty on top of that shit.
Of your books.
Yeah. Every fucking receipt I get, I keep.
Yeah.
I just, you know what? Ask me in April.
When taxes come back
When
around.
taxes come out, if I'm not like in the federal pound me in the ass prison because of tax evasion, then I'm probably doing something right. So
I feel like for someone in a business like that gets cash all the time,
Right.
it's easy to just $500, do a tattoo, put it in my
you
pocket,
got to be
walk
smart about shit.
Yeah.
You know, if there's like a week where it's like cash after cash after cash, I'm just like, hey, do you got Venmo by chance, or you got something where a lot of people don't like using the card because it's like a 3%
Yeah.
So, the Venmo, they can track all that shit too. So
Yeah, but you don't have to pay. Is it a personal Venmo, I guess? That's probably what you're using?
I think it's
A business page?
yeah.
I just seen something with the business page that you can make up to a certain amount of money before you actually, like in 2024, they're changing it.
Really?
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit better than what it
Yeah,
was.
I'll have to look at all that stuff. So if the IRS is listening, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I totally get it. And it's a very sensitive subject to try to talk about.
Well, just because you don't know what to say and you don't,
The chance
I don't,
there's
I
a-
try to read every rule and make sure but there's so many fucking loopholes and shit like that for them to fuck you over on stuff that I'm just extra careful with that shit.
Yeah, I would just say anyone that's listening to the podcast right now, especially if you're like a heavy cash handed business. I used to do body work for a living. I used to paint cars for a living. That was like a big artistic part of my life. Like that was like where I got my artistic fill. But if you're doing it on the side or you're starting your own business, a lot of people like to pay cash. Well, the problem is that if you're not reporting all your cash, it doesn't look like, and you're writing all this stuff off, it looks like you're not making money. And you might be making money, but you're not going to be able to buy anything. So you're going to have to make sure you set stuff aside and report it. And I used to always be told by all these small business owners, I was always told, like, you want to show basically no profit. You want to break even.
Right.
And I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Like, because so then you don't have to pay taxes. Well, the problem is it looks like you're broke, so then you can't buy nothing. So it's a double-edged sword, and a lot of people have to be careful with.
So how long have you been doing your own business?
I've been doing my own rental properties since 2017, February 20.
See, I'm still a little fucking wet
with
behind the ears. My personal tattoo studios or shop, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is been open 2 years, November 21st. Mm-hmm. So I'm still
very new to it too.
ironing the kinks out, and I'm learning a lot from other people. I listen to a lot of business shit and this and that, and so.
Well, and that's why I was wanting to share it right now, because tax season's coming up.
Yeah.
And I know that's where I screwed myself this past year. Is I'm going to banks right now and I'm trying to refinance some stuff, and they're like, "Well, it doesn't look like you're making that much money." I'm like, "Well, I just wrote a lot of stuff off."
Right.
And I wrote some extra stuff off, like business trips that I probably could have not wrote off. Showed my income a little higher, and been able to get approved for some stuff. So that's kind of things that's like, I don't know. That's why I do the podcast.
Like I wrote my trip to Detroit off.
Yeah.
Because I learned fucking 13 hours of learning how to do a tattoo. Yeah, I was spending money and getting tattooed, but
If you can expense it, fantastic.
I learned a lot.
My only thing for anyone that's listening, that's owning a business or getting ready to own a business, it's great to be able to have it, but also before you actually file, I now learned that figure out how much money you need if you're trying to get another loan. Because I'm in so much debt that, like, in order to service my debt, I have to make $100,000 a year. And so if I show I only make $50,000 that year, and I go to the bank, my bank's like, "You're freaking broke, dude.
Right.
Like, you're losing money. Why are we going to give you money?" So, and they don't care to look at your expenses, and so that's where it became a problem. And we can talk about it a little bit more after the podcast if you want to know some more about it.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, well, what time is it even?
it's not that late.
Appointment.
10:30, 11:47.
30, 11:40.
A little overtime. We can wrap it up.
No, I don't give a shit.
Let's wrap it up. Let's
cool.
get Nick back to the gym.
Yeah, get back to the fucking gym now.
I don't know what time you got your next appointment.
It's like
but
1 or something.
wrap
I
it
don't
up.
know.
Clay, appreciate you coming on the
Yes, I
podcast.
kick your hand. I don't want to break. Yeah.
No, you're good.
Glasses and stuff.
Yeah, no, it was great having you on. I really
Guys,
enjoyed
awesome.
it.
You
I think
know.
everybody else is going to enjoy it. If you guys are still listening, make sure you guys like and subscribe.
Is this live?
No, it's not live.
Oh.
No. So I can crop.
Fuck you.
I can crop it out if you want. I'm going to leave that part in though.
No, don't leave that.
I'm leaving that in.
Okay, I don't give a shit. I don't do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
All right, and thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thank you
Peace.
very much. Okay, bye.